This tutorial will show you how to use the linguistic WIVU database on the Hebrew Bible in SESB. You will gain an overview over the structure of the WIVU database and learn how to run queries with the SESB Syntax Search. The Exodus 33 passage serves as an example. As an introduction and to become familiar with the systematic of the WIVU database, the use of the special WIVU constituency trees is advisable. To access the constituency tree of a Bible passage, open the My Library dialog via the corresponding button on the toolbar. Enter the abbreviation WIVU and click on Biblia Hebraica Stuttgartensia, WIVU constituency trees. By entering EX33 into the text box of the window toolbar, the constituency tree to that Bible passage opens. If you maximize the window, you are able to see the entire structure of this passage. In the WIVU database, the text of the BHS is analyzed in 4 different levels that are built upon each other hierarchically: words, phrases, clauses, and sentences. The constituency tree shows the biblical text running from top to bottom on the right-hand side and divided into word units. Connected words are marked through arrows and put into greater phrases, which are shown on the next level and the level after that on the left-hand side. Single phrases, again, are compiled through arrows into clauses that are arranged on the next level to the left. Again, another level to the left is the sentence level, in which the arrow lines of all clauses come together. The abbreviation of each single element indicates the corresponding grammatical characteristics. By hovering with the mouse over an element, the abbreviation is explained in a pop-up window. The passage of Exodus 33 is a narrative and characterized by Viactol X sentences, which are sentences that have an explicitly named subject directly after the Viactol predicate. This structure shows already in Exodus 33:1. For an analysis of the entire chapter 33, it is sensible to gain an overview over its structure, namely the protagonist of the actions and their interaction. The SESB Syntax Search makes this very easy. To use it, click on Search on the menu bar, and then on Syntax Search. The main part of the dialog is split. On the left side, you create the structure of your query. Here, you indicate which linguistic elements in which combination and order you are looking for. The options on the right-hand side allow defining each element in detail. In order to get an overview over the plot of Exodus 33, it is useful to build a query for all subjects and predicates that appear in the narrative passages of this chapter. In Hebrew, narrative passages are characterized through Viactol X and Viactol 0 sentences. So the query parameters have to be specifically targeted for such clauses. To do so, a first clause element needs to be inserted into the left part of the dialog window, which then is defined as Viactol X sentence in the clause type section on the right part. Subjects as well as predicates can consist of several words, so-called phrases. In order to insert such an element into the query, click on Phrase on the left side of the window under the clause element. The indentation of the phrase element to the right makes clear that it is a subordinate element which has to appear within the superordinate clause. You now assign predicate to the inserted phrase in the right side of the window under Phrase function by checking the corresponding option. Your selection is recorded in the query tree in the left part of the dialog. After that, add a second phrase underneath the first in the left part of the window and define it as subject in the right-hand side window under Phrase function. Thus, the search will include phrases that are used as predicates and those that act as subjects. So far, in the current query, the search is only for Viactol clauses with a subject Viactol X. To include in the search Viactol clauses with their corresponding predicates that have no subject, you now add under Viactol X clause another clause and define it via the Viactol 0 option in the clause type section as a clause without subject. Finally, add an additional phrase element and check predicate on the left-hand side under Phrase function. In order to search for both clause types simultaneously, and not a sentence of two clauses with the corresponding characteristics, an OR operator needs to be added between the two clause elements. Now the query is finished. In search range above, choose Exodus so that you just search the second book of Moses. Start the query by clicking the button Search. The links at the bottom of the page allow you to jump to the hits in Exodus 33. By hovering with the mouse over one of the links, a pop-up window indicates the chapter it contains. The search result window shows an accumulation of verbs of say. 10 of altogether 13 found predicates fall under that. Thus, one can conclude already that conversation is at the center of this narrative. Looking at the nouns shows that there are 4 characters, God, mentioned 4 times, Moses, 2 times, the Israelites, mentioned 2 times, and the people, 1 time. Thus, God, the people, and Moses are at the center of the action in Exodus 33. Almost all instances in which a verb form of saying is used, God is the subject of the speech and Moses the one addressed. This dominance is only interrupted by the sentence, "And Moses said to the Lord." Thus, this verse deserves special attention. It's notable here that Moses himself addresses God. If you'd like to learn more about this, please go to the next tutorial.